Funny thing about all this is there's a lot of threats being made about getting icy with me, leaving me with a bullet in my back and not much else. The sad fact of the matter is, people have made gross indecency and incorrect behavior out of fucking up my life and showing me things in one way when they're not. I don't have a whole bunch right now. Apparently, I could make it go with this if I so chose. Here, anyway. I think I'm going to go to Victoria for a bit. Somebody wants to yank this green from me. And I think that's mostly because they want to prove to themselves that they didn't take anything from me to begin with. Because if they can prove to themselves that they didn't take anything from me to begin with, then there's nothing to feel guilty about. There's nothing for them to feel like they took, they stole, they cajoled, they absconded. And it's funny because when someone originally obviously approached Selena, they used the word make him a better worker, not turn him into a good student. Even though they knew that's exactly what I would take this as. Turn him into a good student. Don't make him into a better worker. And I'm sitting here right now in the place that I sleep, because I don't have much, right? So I'm sitting in a place where I have a little bit of quiet time, a little bit of peace. And I happen to know that, let's just say, somebody who's become an acquaintance and a would-be friend of mine is seeing the woman in my life. And I could take that as one of two ways. I could get hot and bothered, I could get upset. I could get mad over the fact that so obviously the people that were sent to call my weight down last night were sent by them. I didn't get supremely upset the other night. I could have pulled my knife out and had a fit. Got a new one of those, by the way. I am so nice and so kind. Over the past little while, it's not even funny. Somebody says apologize. Ray's on here, Les is on here, everybody in the van is on here. Somebody says apologize. I don't know what I need to apologize for, except for the fact that I've been stumbling around like a blind man in the dark, wondering what other way I can go to try to get out of the trouble that I've been in for the past little while, and coming to the conclusion that once I get out of this room, I've got to do everything I can to get my life back in order. My health is horrible. It's true. It's true. My health is horrible. I'm not perfect. I've got family on here that says they have a hard enough time trying to say goodbye to me. Think about why you're in that position to begin with. And yes, Dad, I remember how you used to be. You take on new traits in your head. You adopt a new sort of, let's just say, personality, who you are as a human being. And then, lo and behold, something new surfaces. And if you adopt new habits, they become traits, your schema changes. this whole thing could have been avoided with a polite fucking conversation. But see, that's the thing, Dad. You know what, Fritz? Whatever the fuck your name is to me right now, you don't believe in polite conversations. Nope. No, not you. You believe in scheming and drawing your own conclusions. And that's why we're here. Because you schemed. And you drew the wrong conclusions. You and Junior there. And you know what? You say right now that you kicked his ass after you found out what he was up to. There's a flaw in your theory there, though, because the last time I was in Victoria, you got on here and said that I was a bitch, and that you and Junior there had a good laugh over all this. You and Junior and fuck up number 2. And you know what? He has taken so much schooling at your okie dokie, and he still doesn't know what the fuck he wants to be in life. Animal therapist, fucking interior decorator. He has taken so much fucking schooling, he doesn't know what he wants to be. Now, I've got one thing in mind, and that would make 2 things I've taken in school. That would be psychotherapist. Now, if I can narrow it down in one, and if I can take it in one, then why is it that I can get so much criticism for wanting to do mine, and yet he gets blessing for taking psychotherapist? He gets you guys picking him up in fucking Calgary countless times. I mean, fuck it. You know what? Let me ask you a question. Is he still 16 years old? I'm just curious. You know, I'm just saying. Is he still, what, 14 years old? That you gotta pick him up in Calgary and carry him home all the time? Like, Jesus Christ, man. I have been in Nanaimo. I have been in sticky spots that I have found my way out of, talking to gangsters that would make your fucking sonny boy there shit in his shorts. Seeing guys get their fucking guts blown out with a 12 gauge over the owing of $25. And yet you're going to sit there and crack wise to me and say, I don't know the first thing about real life. You know, Fritz, the proof is in the pudding. And if you look in my pudding, Fritz, you will find that I always find my way home. You will find that I always find my way home after I've had dealings with these gangsters, with these tough guys, and no less with the label of a gangbanger. Now that's freaky deaky shit, Fritz. And you sit there and you say to yourself, well, you know, my family's better. Your family's no better. Your family's twice as bad, actually, because your son pretends to be something that he isn't, and that's a guy that's an adult that's got his fucking shit together, and he wouldn't know the first thing about being a motherfucking adult. And I'm not talking about Jordan either. How are you? I'm talking about Travis. And I'm not talking about Travis, the guy that I see every morning and have decent conversations with. I'm talking about your Diane's stepkid, Travis. I'm talking about the kid that's fucking has had so many pickups from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, I'm beginning to think he's bred the hitman heart. Like, for fuck's sake, man. For fuck's sake. I get my shit from point A to point B. Mostly, I just buy clothes from a thrift store the minute I go to another town. But the point is I get my dealings done with scary men. I get my dealings done with assholes trying to climb into my bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then I move on from said dealings and move forward in life. And see, the one thing that I haven't mastered yet is trying after discouragement. Because I've been so fucking discouraged that I haven't been able to pick up and just give it that extra kick in the ass. And getting labeled as a gangbanger, that's the last thing I wanted. I didn't want to get labeled as a gangbanger. The native gangs, and I'm not saying anybody in particular, but the native gangs are a very integral part of that culture. And I've read about them and how they fit in that whole scenario with the schools and everything else. And in that regard, it's a necessary evil. It's kind of like their own constabulary, in the sense that it's everybody is in need of somebody to protect them without having to face a whole bunch of rules and laws and things that will block them from protecting them. So to that end, I see the point. I see the end and I see the point, because everybody deserves somebody to protect them and to watch out for their best interests and to make sure that they're kept safe at night. And primarily that falls into natives that have no other option, that have had no other option, that automatically get the shit end of the stick in life because they were born into a royally fucking shitty situation. Attending those schools and being on a low income with a bunch of people that had kids that got told that they would never be a damn thing in life except slaves to the white man.